Greetings, River Lady here, and it is a balmy 31 degrees on the Concord River. And I have a little bit of pruning to do on my hydrangeas, but I want to caution you, do not attempt this. Let me do this pruning, and then let's see if it works. And then if it does, in 2022, winter of 2022, you can go ahead and do this. Anyway, I have a series of hydrangeas. This is my tough stuff. And then over here, I constantly forget her name. I'll flash it on the screen. It's a very strange name. She is pretty when she blooms. Last year they had a tough year, as did my blue enchantress, way down there. There she is, who has already been pruned. I did that last week. So anyway, what I have going on here is I have a series of hydrangeas that need to be transplanted this spring because they're sitting in direct sun and they had a tough time last year. So I need to move them. And I was talking to a hydrangea quote-unquote specialist. She is a master gardener, and she suggested pruning them back now while the plants are hibernating, knowing that I'm going to lose my blossoms on the old wood because this is going to be a hard pruning that I'm going to do. And the woman said you can take the plant back to 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, 12 inches. What she suggested, and I guess I'm coming back in for a tight shot. She suggested coming up from the base. Where are we? Right here. There's my hand. Coming up from the base to what I see as a healthy bud. And I see a healthy bud here, so I took an angled cut above this bud. I did the same thing here. I came up, there's a healthy bud, and I took an angled cut. So those are about 4 inches. Some of the stems are 6 inches. A few, I'm sorry, I don't want to fall. Having a tough day. Okay, so if you hear my stuttering, I apologize. Sometimes my condition comes back. Anyway, you can go to 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, 12 inches. But come up from the base, she said, to where you see a healthy bud and snip above that bud. You might, she said, get some blossoms on the old wood. This should not affect the blossoms on the new wood. What do I run the risk of? Let me set up my camera. I run the risk of losing my blossoms on the old wood. That's a definite because I'm going to be cutting off all the old wood. We have that. I run the risk of stressing the plant so much that it goes into shock and dies. That shouldn't happen because the plant's asleep. Everything above ground is in hibernation and the plant's just kind of like chilling. So whatever I do to the top of the plant should not affect the plant's nervous system, let's say. Okay, I run the risk of not getting any blossoms summer 2021, but that's okay because these plants are going to be transplanted and typically that does alter their blossoming time. So without much further ado, let's get pruning. Maestro, hit it with some pruning music. wraps it up. Harley's checking them out, make sure that I did it correctly. And I have 3 plants done here, and I'm actually going to do a few more plants on the other side of the yard. I'm collecting the stems in a bucket, and I'm going to add soil to the bucket and hope that I can get some root development so I can propagate all these pieces of hydrangeas. I can't think. So I have a lot of stems here. Anyway, as I said, do not attempt this at home. This procedure is only for, damn, that wind is cold. Yeah, trained professionals. So don't prune back your hydrangeas, your macrophylla. And I should mention, these are macrophylla and lace cap hydrangeas, serrata hydrangeas. They bloom on old and new wood, all the hydrangeas that I am pruning. I did prune back a couple that I'm not going to be transplanting. This is my everlasting garnet. I am not going to transplant her. The woman that I spoke to said that this pruning being done in the winter, yes, of course, I'm losing the blossoms on the old wood, but it rejuvenates the plant and it comes back with a plethora, her word, not mine, of blossoms on the new wood. We'll give it a shot. Okay, so I will leave you with a shot of my river and my ducks swimming around. And this is River Lady saying thank you for watching. Stay tuned to see what happens in the spring with these hydrangeas. But please, please, please don't do this at home. All right, happy gardening. And oh, please subscribe. Bye.